All right. Well, I had heard a bunch of stories about the Amazing Atheist being a scuzzy guy, and I didn't believe him, right? Because the Amazing Atheist, not only is he popular, and that always attracts haters, but I know in some of his prior videos, he doesn't anymore, obviously, but in some of his prior videos, he would take unpopular stances on issues. So and so he probably rubbed a bunch of people the wrong way just for that, and 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 they'd tell me stories, and I assumed they were embellishing the facts and leaving things out, and there may be some elements of truth to some of these stories, I thought, but generally on the whole, I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna talk to the Amazing Atheist as he is, and tabula rasa, because he's too much of a character to trust other people's interpretations of him is the conclusion I came to. But I'm thinking that those people who thought the Amazing Atheist was a scuzzy guy are about correct. I was alerted to I don't know if it's a blog TV session. I'm just going to call it the blog TV session he had, because that's what I think it is. Where he was taking questions, and it did it for a few hours. And a friend linked me to this, and at the 2:19 mark, he started talking about moi, and he said about the debate. He said nothing came of it, and to say nothing came of it, that's very vague. I don't, and it doesn't really tell who was trying to not have a debate and who was trying to have a debate. I remember on. A while ago, I made a video saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm queer. Let's have a debate." And he added me on Skype, The Amazing Atheist did, and he said, "Add your better, boy." That was his message. He's my better. And I did, and then talked about his video. I thought he was a Marxist. I was mistaken. I went and watched his video. Blah blah blah. Then on May 11th, I said test. Then on 12th, I said, yo, what's up? Ready to have a discussion about profit and planning the structure of production? Then the Amazing Atheist says, not yet. I need to watch a bunch of your videos and learn your arguments so that I can defeat you with amusing ease. Blah, blah, blah. Then I linked him to my book and said, it's a 13-hour audiobook. And he said, I'll skim it. And I'll link to the entire Skype convo in the description of this video. I left a whole bunch out. It's kind of long. And then on May 13th, I sent a message saying, hello, if you need any personal clarifications, just let me know. And for a long time, it had that little circle thing going around saying, this message is not delivered. And now it has a circle, it has a red circle with an exclamation point in it. So I don't know what happened, but apparently the Amazing Atheist has not gotten that message. Anyway, in the video, the Amazing Atheist, and the Amazing Atheist was getting all the other messages. He only broke off contact with me after I linked him my book, which he said he wanted. So, I gave it to him. But after I gave him that, he has since no longer responded to YouTube PMs or Skype. So yeah, it's on his end. And in this little blog TV discussion thing, he was saying that I didn't have anyone's ear. And it sounded to me like the argument he was making is that I don't have a very big audience, and so it wouldn't really benefit the Amazing Atheist to interact with me. And and that kind of floored me a little bit, because I think he's kind of lost sight of it. And I mean, I thought the point of having a debate about something was to come to the correct position on an issue and to clarify issues. That's kind of how I saw it. But you go back to through the Amazing Atheist videos, he has a lot of ponage videos, and I think the Amazing Atheist is of the mentality that the point is ponage itself, and not being correct, or reaching the correct positions, which is what I was talking about. And that's what made it so odd to me. He was saying, that I kept pushing for like a Stickam or Skype convo. And the reason you can do that is because he can say something and then I can respond to it, and I can respond to what he says, right? But he was thinking that I wanted to do that because I was going to try to jump him. And I think The Amazing Atheist has been hanging around the wrong types of people for too long. The types of people who do want to jump you and want to pwn you and all that stuff. Very, very non-philosophical, non-interested in the truth kind of crowd I think he hangs around with. And so I thought I was going to do that. But the thing is, what would I jump him with? Right? I mean, my positions are all out there. I would jump him with stuff that I already have. And of course, that was the point of him saying that I want to watch all of your videos so I can learn your arguments so that I can defeat you with amusing ease, is what he wants to do. Or wanted to do. I don't think he cares much anymore. And lastly, he says that I can make a YouTube video. You know, why does it have to be on Skype or whatever? You can make a YouTube video. And okay, that's fine. I can make a YouTube video and he can respond to it. And I've made 6. 7 including this one. So, you know, there's plenty of stuff, you know, addressing The Amazing Atheist, addressing arguments he's made. So, yeah, there's plenty of stuff specific to him for him to respond to. So that's already been done. And he's not responding. So, yeah, The Amazing Atheist is it's kind of scuzzy here. You know, and if he just said, I don't want to, you know, argue with you, kid, called me a kid. If you just wanted to say, I don't want to argue with you, that's, you know, whatever. Just say that. Just come up and say that. But he wanted to dick around. He wanted to make it look like he was not afraid of a challenge. When I don't, you know, I'm assuming here. I'm assuming that's what it was, but I may be wrong. Maybe he'll come back, you know, with a video response, completely pwning me and changing my mind. But until then, I think the best assumption is that The Amazing Atheist is a scuzzy fellow.